All right, guys, so we got some crazy news that just hit the scene today, and I wanted to talk to y'all about it. So, a new rumor has hit the scene where Glock is discontinuing all of their models out there, and they're going to be discontinuing these models for a new V model, is what I'm hearing. I've gotten some DMs about it. I had some people reach out. I've saw some things on Reddit as well, and I went to look in myself to see what I could actually find. Now, I did watch Mr. Guns and Gear. I saw a couple of other people over on Reddit, and I think Mr. Guns and Gear even mentioned that he's reached out to some distributors and they confirmed it, but he's not going to say any names. So I definitely take what Mr. Guns and Gear says as a very solid form of source as well. And I believe him when he says that, but he's one of the people that have put out a video about this, which is wild. So distributors are also coming to him about this as well. So that's wild because they're the main people that actually put out the product. And he stated that one of them is one of the top retailers in the country. Now, the rumor is that Glock is reportedly discontinuing all their full size and mid size models. The only ones that are going to be sticking around for now are the 43X, the 48, 43, and 42. Everything else is done as of November 30th of this year. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with the fact that Glock recently made a big discontinuance of all these older models that we saw, a lot of them being 40 Smith & Wesson and stuff like that. We saw that earlier this year and we made a video about it. Now, with that said, they're going a step further in discontinuing even more. Things like the 19, the 40, you name it, the most popular models. I just picked up a 47 right here and I love it. Now, with that said, even though it's still November 30th, so we have a whole nother month where they're going to stop that shipping. And even after the shipping is done, there will be still, of course, stores that will have it very similar. We're going to make a SCAR video about this as well because the SCAR is going through the same thing. It's like this big shift going on with a lot of these brands out here, these manufacturers. But with that said, this is not a go and panic buy and none of that. I wouldn't suggest any of that. This is just information. But what this is stated though is that Glock is apparently gearing up for a whole new series of, I guess, firearms, the V series. Get it? V. Now, there's been other rumors and actual patents that I've seen, like diagrams of some Glock that you can swap out the grip module and all that's coming out. Supposedly, people thought that was going to be the Gen 6. I don't know if the V model is this or if this is something that's just been completely came out of left field. We're going to have to wait and see from Glock themselves, but there's been a lot of things that have been going on with Glock, especially since the announcement of these discontinued models. We saw that happen. Then I saw diagrams and patents of some sort of mechanism that you have here gets cut off and you can make the grip longer or shorter. And I can't remember if they were going with a chassis system, but there's some big changes that were reportedly coming out of Glock before this announcement was started. But now we're hearing of this V series type of thing. So you may be asking, what is these V models or what is this V series? Glock hasn't said a word officially, but from what people are hearing right now is that these guns are being like re-engineered, or these models are like a re-engineered model of Glock that has been put into place due to all the lawsuits that are coming around revolving around switches. If you think about it also, you got like recently, I think California has banned all Glocks, or they're about to ban all Glocks. And a lot of this is due to the fact that how easily they can be turned into technically machine guns with a quote unquote button that is placed on the back of the firearm. California, Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, they're all coming after Glock, claiming that the pistols are pretty much too easy to be able to convert into machine guns, which in my opinion is kind of false, but that's for a whole nother video. So supposedly these V versions, V series, V models are pretty much trying to get ahead of all that and everything that's going on and making it a little bit harder to be able to make that happen. And I think Mr. Guns and Gear even said impossible to make that switch happen. Now, take this with a grain of salt, but this is a lot of this timeline of events that's been going on that if you look into it, it all somewhat kind of adds up. And that's where my thought process is as well. So the bottom line is distributors are being told right now that the last shipments are going to be going out until November 30th. So these are apparently gone. It sounds wild what Glock is doing, but I don't know if this has anything to do with the previous thing or this is something new, but it does definitely have something to do with the fact that these lawsuits are happening and we've been seeing them going on and on. Now, it is not here to panic buy. Wait to hear from Glock yourself. But definitely, if this is something that you were looking into, like the Gen 5 may longer exist, whether it's the MOS or a Gen 5 frame, whatever it may be, it's definitely something to look into if it was something on your radar. And I've also heard that these V models like that will be coming out won't have an MOS on it. They will eventually. That's one thing I heard that I don't think that Mr. Guns and Gear and them said as well. But I believe that the Glock store, they actually posted about it and mentioned that the first wave of the V models might not include MOS options yet. So keep that in mind if that's something that you're going to be looking at as well, if you're going to go into that V model series. Is this crazy that this is the case, especially with Glock just now dropping their, Aim Point and Glock collaboration, the A cut? It just seems like they had them. This seems all very drastic to me. It's very odd, but definitely something worth speaking about. So, as of right now, this is all developing. Glock has not officially stated anything or confirmed anything yet. So this is a whole bunch of multiple sources. So take it with a grain of salt, but also take it with some possibility that this could be going on, because something weird is going on, especially if distributors, the main people that help push out the product, are stating this. There'll be no reason for them to lie. If they end up lying, then it's like almost like it could be potentially some like scare tactic, fear mongering buy, but I just doubt that would be the case. But then again, I could be wet around the ears when it comes to the gun and 2A politics. But if you heard something different, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. And I would love to hear you guys talk about it. But we'll see where the Glock goes from this with this V series. But this is something definitely big if this ends up being the case. And it could potentially just change the whole landscape of what Glock has to come down the pipeline. And I'm very curious if that is the case. Where does that put clones in the mix? If Glock strays away from this design or something drastically changes like that, what does that mean for the daggers, the RXMs, the Zevs, or any other Glock clone out there? I'm very, very curious. Let me know down below in the comment section as always. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.